other actors. A nuclear weapon is set off in Tel Aviv, in Paris, and in Washington, D.C. 5 years. The second scenario, there is a collective response of some kind that you alluded to earlier, Doctor, by responsible Arab nations to counterbalance what is perceived as Iranian hegemonic intentions. The conflict in Iraq continues on a very good trajectory and stabilizes, empowering us to more rapidly draw down our forces. This diplomatic track that many would like to see opens up. We find some common grounds. Sanctions are eased. Iran either stalls its nuclear programmatic intentions or ceases them. Let's assign probabilities to those outcomes.
They're rather stark. I would say his projecting 5 years into a future in Iranian politics is one exercise that should be taken with some degree of trepidation. 5 years, I say Iran has a nuclear capability that is advanced and significant. Whether it has crossed the weapons threshold, I can't say. Whether it has transferred such capability, probably unlikely. In terms of collective response, I think the Arab states are likely to be as haphazard and balancing between Iran and the United States as they are. I don't think a robust line of containment can be created with that sort of an alliance. Iran remains mischievous, problematic actor that engages in some activities that we like, some activities we don't like. And probably that posture and that condition persists even after U.S.-Iranian negotiations, which I suspect will happen within the next administration, whoever that is.
The scenarios, yes, are stark, and I have problems with both. I don't think Iran is going to give away any kind of a nuclear weapon. I mean, having said that, will they upgrade what they do give to surrogates? Probably. And would the surrogates feel that they've come under a new protective a weapon or umbrella, even if they don't have control over it? So that will embolden them to act more dangerously. And I share Ray's assumption that collective response by the Arabs just doesn't seem to be in the cards. It's not the way, it would be so uncharacteristic. I would fall back on my testimony, which says, yeah, collective response, but with outside help.
Congressman, one of the surprising things that happens when you look at the Middle East for a long time is you realize how many unsustainable situations are really sustainable. My guess is that where we're going to be in 5 years is much more like where we are now than either of the scenarios you laid out. I think we are likely, as Ray suggested, to be muddling through with allies, muddling through with the Russians and the Chinese, trying to have some sort of effect on their malfeasance in the Levant. And
can I interrupt you for one moment, please?
Sure.
Obviously, it's perhaps a vast oversimplification, but it tries to concretize some outcomes that have a certain probability to them. Now, is it somewhere in between? Are the cross currents so dynamic and moving that the unpredictability of it makes an assignment of probabilities impossible? I recognize all that, but I think we have to look at potential outcomes here rather than simply creating kind of vague notions, even though I understand why you're doing that, because it's so difficult to concretize.
In my judgment, both of the outcomes you described are significantly less than 5% probability.